Hi everyone, welcome to That Pedal Show. Dan here.
Mick here, hello. It's going to be one of those days, Daniel.
It is.
Welcome to not Pedal Jams, not New Pedal Day is what we called it, NPD. But first, some housekeeping.
Indeed. Thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Also, a massive thank you to anyone that's gone to thatpedalshowstore.com and grabbed some merch, including these fantabulous Christmas t-shirts.
If you're watching within 11 months and 30 days of Christmas, it's never too early to buy your seasonal t-shirt.
Indeed.
So please do it. In seasonal red or seasonal black if you're James Hetfield. Okay, thatpedalshop.com. Go to thatpedalshop.com. Buy pedals, buy amps, buy accessories, USA and Canada. Happy days.
Lovely.
Today's pedals then, Daniel.
We have the Kernom Ridge.
We have the Geckoplex EP-5.
Very nice. We have the Exotic Darkness reverb from Dreadbox.
And we have the Boss SL-2 slicer.
Beautiful.
All right.
Right, let's jump in. Loads of requests for this one, the Kernom Ridge programmable overdrive pedal.
Everyone's been talking about this. It looks like a Stormtrooper's lunchbox.
It's very good.
Yeah, or at least a Stormtrooper's Lego kit. Very, very unique look, which be interesting to see. The good thing about that is it's going to look nice and dirty very quickly.
Very quickly.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Because if your pedals all look too clean, then you're a bit like me and Dan, and you've got millions of pedals and you don't gig very much.
There you go. Yes.
All right. This is interesting because I'm led to believe it's all analog.
Mm-hmm.
It's got some really key features on it, and it seems that you can pretty much dial in most overdrive tones.
Okay.
In addition to that, it is MIDI controllable, so you can store and recall presets via MIDI.
Very nice.
We're not doing that today.
No.
TLDR.
Yeah, we just want to hear it.
Yeah,
we just want to hear some sounds.
Hear it. You do, if you haven't got it hooked up to MIDI to store your presets, you do have the option of one preset on the top there,
right?
Which we'll get into. Okay, controls then. The outer two controls, drive and volume. You'd expect that on any overdrive pedal.
Right.
Drive controls the amount of overdrive. Volume controls the output level. It all gets really interesting in the middle because we have two tone controls. Pre-tone, you can shape before overdrive.
Okay.
And post-tone, you can shape after overdrive.
Oh, that's really interesting. So you can adjust the EQ before the clipping stage and then after the clipping stage. Yeah, okay.
Exactly
that's
that.
Very cool.
In addition, the mid control, you'll hear it in a sec, is very powerful mid-range sort of positioning device, which is useful for all kinds of things, not least the general flavour of overdrive that you want, but also where you want to sit in the mix, how much nose you want on it, how much mid-scoop you want, you'll hear that. Finally, only pedal I've ever seen with a consistently variable clipping option. So mood affects the clipping diodes, or at least the style of clipping. Normally, if you've got a clipping option in a pedal, it'll either be a 2 or a 3-way position switch that will allow you either no clipping, maybe
one side diode or both diodes.
Yeah. Apparently, depending on where it is in its travel, you might get some symmetrical, some asymmetrical. All the way around to the right, I think, is a super hard clipper.
Okay.
Round to the left, super soft.
Well, if we set the tone and mids like dead center, give me some gain, and then just go through
where we are on the clipping thing.
Yeah, where we are on the clipping thing.
It's digitally controlled. The circuit's analog, but it's digitally controlled. So when you change it, it's not like a fully analog control. You'll hear it.
Okay. All right.
Gagne, Daniel.
All right.
Oh, amps today would be a Mesa Cali Tweed, Fender Deluxe Reverb. They're both just kind of on the edge, and they sound like this.
Glorious.
Fairly clean. Will just about overdrive if you push them, and a bit of reverb. Right, eventually.
That's really powerful.
Really powerful.
Really
yeah.
powerful.
I think the markings on the control panel there give you an idea. You hear the big changes where the markings change. So right down low, not much clipping at all. Nice smooth clipping in the middle, and then much more distortion-y up to the edge. Just hear that for a second with humbuckers. Dan, if you could be clip controller. It changes markedly there, just for your information.
Okay. Wowzers!
When you turn the pre-tone down there, I heard a vocal quality, so I whacked the mid up, which is also a vocal quality.
Right.
Okay, so we know it can do pretty sweet overdrive and a vast range of tonal shaping.
It feels to me like the tone controls are...
Yeah.
What do we call that?
Tilt.
Tilt controls.
Could be. Let us try some lower gain stuff. See if you can get a nice roundy kind of overdrive, and I'll shape it up as you go.
Okay. I just wanted to see what it was like off the volume control. Yeah, it's quite amazing actually.
Yeah, just before we move on, I just want to try some Strat just to see what it see how we feel.
Super impressive.
With apologies for the extraneous notes and the horribly out of tune top string.
Welcome to Mick Disclaimer.
Yeah. That's nice. I mean, I think what you heard there from Humbucker's pretty convincing rock sound.
Yeah.
Right through to I deliberately scooped a bit of mid out there so you could see, softer clipped it, push the output, turn the drive down a little bit, and then we're into, you know, kind of pseudo-mayor-y, even Knopfler-y stuff.
The interaction between that mood control and the drive control, depending on where you are in that sweep of clipping options, super powerful. That's something we're going to have to dig into a little bit deeper, I think. But, you know,
really great.
Really impressive. Very nice.
If you like that sound and you said, I really like that sound, what I want to do is save that as my onboard preset.
Okay, yeah.
You go like this.
Yes.
It does that, and then you go, yes!
And that's your sound.
I think.
Okay,
We'll see.
Try.
We'll see. I'm pretty
Just
sure.
here you go. Have a play, and then I'll go back and change it.
Yeah. So this is our sound.
It's basically your rock jazz switch on your two rock. It's very nice.
Yeah, I mean, we certainly won't be the first to say that it's killer. It's absolutely killer.
Yeah.
Really,
okay,
really great.
I'm looking forward to diving into that a bit deeper. But fantastic. Okay, here we go. We have the EP-5 Geckoplex from Gecko Pedals.
What might this be based on, Daniel?
It's really hard to tell what it might be based on just looking at it. We had one of our legends that came along to an experience day, had one of these on his pedal board, and I tried it out and I was like, oh, this is really awesome. So we got one to try out. It's basically an Echoplex type pedal. However, it's got all the stuff you would imagine on it. Really great preamp. You can control the modulation from the tape, but it's got this as well. Watch this. As you go through the presets, the slider moves.
Motorized slider.
Oh, heavens. We love that. So when you haven't listened to it, and Mick, you have a play, and then I'll move the slider head.
Sure.
So it's got that tactile thing that, the Echoplex. Basically, the slider on the Echoplex actually moves the playback head, and that's what changes the time. And it gives you that, if you slide it while you're playing, it goes, which is basically does exactly the same thing that does. So that's really cool. And then you've got MIDI, so you can do your presets. You've got tap tempo. You can change the tone of the repeats. You can change the way it modulates. So if you just play a bit, I'll just go through some different...
I think you should play.
Okay, all right. lovely. And a built-in small box reverb.
Small box reverb. Yeah. Okay. So those two controls there, shift and warp, are doing the modulation of wow and flutter.
Yep.
And you can get it really broken if you want. Or dial in just a little bit of it for a bit, or none at all if you want. What I love about the tone control is, again, it's tilty. So as you go more trebly, it rolls off bass, and as you go bassy, it rolls off treble, which is such a cool sound.
Think I'm in trouble.
I just want to try a couple short settings on it.
Nice.
Actually, what is the maximum time, Daniel? Way over a second. Or about a second.
Yeah, let's say a second.
So we can go all the way from there. Wow, it's in tune. Almost.
Killer.
Yeah. It is killer. So clearly we need to do a show. Belly Puck Deluxe. That.
The
That
one from...
That feels like it's time to update. What do we think the tape echo du jour is?
Very good.
Killer though.
Next, we have Dreadbox have come out with a bunch of new things that all look really lovely and serious. Years ago, we tried the flanger, which was glorious.
Como Rebi or Como Rebi.
Yes.
How you say it, yeah.
This is the Darkness, and it's a very cool reverb. So, just have some knowledge on this for 1 second. I'll dial it in.
I'm going to get a guitar that doesn't feed back quite so readily. It does stereo. Today we've got it in mono.
Hello.
I do love the feedback, but it might be tough when listening to reverb trails.
That'd be great.
I did read in the manual it's got up to 30 seconds of delay time.
It's
regeneration or whatever.
immense. It's immense.
So what's it doing?
Right. So you have your mix and decay is pretty self-explanatory. Mix is the amount of effect. Decay is how long it takes to float away. The spread is basically the delay time between the repeats, if you were. So when you play a chord, which is basically, if I increase the delay time, the pitch will go down. But it gives you a more cavernous. The longer the longer the spread, the more cavernous the sound. Basically,
No option for expression pedal?
no.
Oh, that's unusual on something like that.
Yeah, I think it's
And 3 modes or 2 modes, is that? I can't
it's
see.
2 modes. So basically, the first mode allows you to set the pitch of the shimmer.
Yeah.
The second mode then sets the level of the shimmer. So if I turn the shimmer up, so it's just massive ethereal type reverbs that you can, play with and find that. When we did the Frankenstein shimmer thing, it's basically doing that. It's letting you set that pitch that you want for that shimmer and then adjusting the volume of it. And then the decay, how many, when those repeats are, sort of cycled in on itself, it then goes through that whole shimmer cycle again.
Yeah. Give me, I think I understand. Give me one of those huge sort of, so the reverb modulation is down, not up. Because it sounded like it did a down. Does it do a down? When you move this.
So you mean that the shimmer, the pitches are going down.
Yeah,
not up.
yeah.
Yep, no worries. I think when they designed this,
Winning.
that's exactly what they had in mind. It's like, give us the
Sun.
Yeah. There you go.
It's sun all over again. We seem to be talking a lot about sun at the moment.
I had another go over the weekend just to put the toe back in the water. Got about 7 minutes in.
7 minutes. Yeah, I can do it. I can do half an album. I think, and then I sort of feel a bit. Another great shout for the Kernom Ridge there.
Amazing.
Yeah. And what is also interesting is I was able to dial it in
on the fly
without even really thinking about it because the controls are that intuitive.
Okay. That's very interesting.
I mean, whether the resultant tone was to your, whether you think that was a good tone or not, I don't know, but I liked it.
So,
all right then.
What we'll do now, I'm going to get you to play in this. I'm just going to get a hold sound, and then I'm going to go into the slicer.
I think you tell me what to do, and you do that because I haven't got a clue. So you instruct me. You do the playing.
Yeah. Okay. I literally just need a chord.
Do it.
Okay. So this is the Boss Slicer. It's basically the easiest way to describe it. It's like a very clever tremolo that includes other modulation and
pitch shifting.
Pitch shifting.
So it arpeggiates.
Yep.
Does it arpeggiate, or is it just tremolo and changing the pitch, or is that the same thing?
It's similar. It's okay. Think of it like a step sequencer.
Yeah,
because it'll.
That's certainly what it sounds like.
Exactly that. So you've got now there is so much in it, way more than we can go into today. But in short, you've got all these different modes. Let me grab my cheat sheet, just so I don't get this wrong.
Presumably keyboard players use it, do they? I mean, I'm not saying guitar players don't use it, but that kind of thing I would really associate with keys and
synthy type things.
Yeah. And I suppose it puts the guitar in the realm of that if you're so inclined. It's super cool, man. I mean,
yeah. Okay. Well, so basically there are these different modes. You've got single slicer effect, a dual slicer effect, a tremolo effect, a harmonic effect, and then each of those modes has 11 different variations. So you can't, once you're in those variations, you can't edit them, but what you can do is change the tempo and the mix, how sensitive it is to the input, that sort of stuff. But the effects that are involved in those variations, they're set.
Question.
Yes.
When you say slice, like turn it on, does it then slice everything that's before it? So that stuff I was playing over the end there, was it slicing that as well, or was it still just slicing what was on? No,
it slices everything that goes in the input. Right, so just quickly, you've got a couple of dual concentric knobs on the outside. You've got tempo, so you can change the tempo of the slicing. Then you've got a balance control that goes between the effect and your input level. And then you've got what's called the attack and duty. It's basically like the attack and release of the effect as well. So, how quickly it comes in, how quickly it releases. And then all of the various options. That is a really quick slice, if you will.
I'm completely clueless as to what it is doing or what it could be used for.
Yeah.
So I think
basically, if you think you put the signal in and it chops it up.
Yeah, I get that.
And different,
Yeah. We need to get it back on the show, don't we? And
sure.
I think we need to spend some time with it, probably.
Yeah. It, like I said, it does a whole lot. Yeah. But it's a cool thing.
Nice.
There we go.
They've done that before, haven't they?
They have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is, would you call it a reissue? I don't know. So there's this one. There was the SL-200, the bigger version.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's one of those things that I am totally ignorant of. So
right.
I have no grounds for understanding.
Okay.
So some time required, I think, on that one. Okay, we're late for VCQ again, so it's time, Daniel, for you to play us out with all of the stuff on. Thanks for being with us. Please go to thatpedalshop.com. Please go to thatpedalshowstore.com. Check the links below. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you on Friday.
Indeed.